Joss.
Hi, I'm Claudia.
And this is the Let's Get Down to Business podcast.
We're two cousins on opposite ends of the globe with a lot of opinions about figure skating.
And we are here to deliver the news, recaps, and book some more therapy sessions after that women's event. Well, hello, and welcome to our second recap episode for Russian Nationals 2021, 2022, whatever, this year. The year of the dumpster fire.
The year of the dumpster fire. Oh, Jesus.
That's the year in the Chinese zodiac. I can say that because I'm Chinese. The year of
the dumpster is actually the 13th zodiac. It's not just 12. I was born in the year of the dumpster. I get it, okay?
Well, here it is again, rolling around in the zodiac.
Yes.
This event was also did a number on my neuroses. We're going to be recapping women and pairs in this episode. But first, maybe a little piece of news.
Okay, yeah, let's hop into the news. And this is already going to put me in a snarky-ass mood, so thank you all for bearing with me. I mean, you don't have to fully listen, but I'm probably going to be, super snarky this episode. But we're talking about Maiia Talalaikina, who is now a former Russian ladies/women's competitor. She has finally received permission to switch countries she's representing from Russia to Italy. And from next season onwards, she'll be allowed to compete for Italy. And we love some Russian adults calling it like a bloody betrayal. They're just like, oh, after all we've done and spent for you. And even the Russian State Duma deputy, so almost like your, I guess, Senate deputy or whatever, he was just like, I want to remind you that Maiia became a famous athlete thanks to the efforts that our country put into her. The choice towards Italy was not chosen out of great love, but because of the money, unfortunately. It is sad that we made efforts of the people to make people exchange their homeland for money. I was just like, why are you commenting about this?
He's chill. Take a chill pill, as we used to say in middle school.
Yeah, maybe you'll find some chill pills in the dumpster, the Zodiac dumpster.
Whenever we said that, absolutely zero people would have taken the chill pill, but no. It was worth the effort.
They'd take the red pill instead. The blue pill, they're just like, fuck that, no.
All right, well, with that being said, let's jump into the pairs event.
Yes, let's do that. A little less chaos this time.
Yeah, the pairs event was interesting, as it always is, because Russian pairs is stacked. And we had a very, very good gold medal performance here. So why don't we start by talking about our 9th place finishers, Yasmina, Kadyrova, and Iván Balchenko.
Yes, so I like this pair. I have a soft spot for them.
I like them too.
Yeah, they recently switched to Tamara Moscovina and her group. And they had a decent short program to, lo and behold, Bolero with the, Bolero club banging music at the end.
I find their program so funny because the short program is to Bolero and the free skate is to Prince of Persia featuring Jake Gyllenhaal. I just find this combo just hysterical. I'm not sure. It's probably just me, but...
No, I do find it hysterical. I mean, they're good... I guess they're great programs to showcase the variety of your performance abilities, right? They're on different ends of the scale. But that free program wasn't too great. Jake just came in and was just like, nah.
Jake is just not pulling through this year whatsoever.
No. Whatsoever. I get all too well.
Yeah, unfortunately, Yasmina did fall on the first jumping pass in the Sal. And then the next two jumping passes went okay with the side-by-side triple toes and the throw triple flip. But unfortunately, the throw triple loop seemed to go awry after that.
Yeah, it did not look like Iván threw her high enough. Her ankle looked like it was going to break on landing. I was like, please no. And then Iván bailed on a lift. And he didn't really look super sturdy and strong in the previous lifts as well for that program. And then the poor coaches, they were on the boards and they were like, what the fuck is going on? What just happened?
Very confused. a look of puzzlement.
Exactly, which is really disappointing because, you know, they definitely have potential, and just a few programs this season, they didn't live up to it. But you know what? I was thinking, because throwing plushies and gifts onto the ice was allowed, I guess, at Russian Nationals, I was just waiting for someone to throw a huge cardboard cutout of Jake Gyllenhaal. And
Or
just
like
have that,
red scarves. Many
oh my
red
God,
scarves.
That'd be really meta.
I mean, no one would understand. They would be like, I don't know.
Just like, we're Russian. We don't really care about this. Who's Taylor Swift? We
Taylor
only know
who?
about Taylor who? We only know about Billie Eilish.
We only know about Billie Eilish.
Or as Ted likes to say, Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, yes.
And Mikhail Collada. I was like, okay. All right, Ted. But yes, unfortunately, that free program led them to end up in 9th overall, which was definitely not what they were expecting, nor what we were expecting. But let's move on to our 5th place finishers, and that is Yulia Artemeva and Mikhail Nazarychev, with the lovely choreographed entrances to their programs.
Oh my gosh, I really like these two. I think they're so, I just think they're cool. That they would definitely be the cool kids in school.
100% they are the cool kids. Like, they're all mysterious. You don't really know what's going under them. Like, oh, what kind of personalities are they? But they're just cool and elusive, and they get the job done, and you're like, okay, fine.
Fine. Yes, that's totally the brand. All right, so we have the artist for the short program. Then we have some Sam Smith and some Kirill Richter here for the free skate.
And we have new costumes for both programs. I quite like them.
I like them.
And finally, Mikhail isn't wearing that shirt for the free program.
Yes, that shirt.
I was just like, something's missing here. What's missing? And then I realized, oh, no awful shirt. So good job, guys.
Thank goodness. It seems to have lifted the energy.
Yes. But this short program to the artists, we've seen it all season, and I think that they lifted their performance game here. Or maybe I'm just used to seeing them, but I found myself enjoying this short program more than I have in the past.
Yeah, I really, I think that the free skate, there were some mistakes, but definitely the short program, they looked way more solid than they have, I feel like, with their other performances from the rest of the season. So we love improvement.
Absolutely. And still, for the free skate, I'm still so confused about the story for this program. Like, we start off with Fire on Fire by Sam Smith, and then go into a lyricless, vocalless Kronos by Kirill Richter. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know.
Was it like Yulia picked one piece of music and Mikhail picked the other, and they're just like, you know what, let's just mash them together? And I'm just like,
let's leave the poor transitions to the Midnight Blues.
oh my God.
Don't bring them here. They don't need to seep over to Paris as well. They can just stay there. Yeah, I'm a little confused. Maybe it just goes with the mysterious popular child vibe.
You know what? I'll put it down to that. We'll take that.
It's just us that is not understanding. That's the issue. It's not them. It's an
Yeah.
us thing, not a them thing.
Yeah, sure. It's just us. But how about let's move on to our 4th place finishers here, and that is Daria Pavliuchenko and Denis Khodykin with the character programs of the year. And
Definitely.
And unfortunately, the Be Italian short program that everyone's been raving about, we've been raving about, they didn't do so well here. They looked a little nervous.
Looked a little off. I'm not sure. Did they look nervous? I'm not sure. Something seemed off about this. I don't know. Stiff, nervous, I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I think obviously the magnitude of the event probably was playing on their minds. They were going for, the top 3. But yeah, I felt like they looked nervous. But Dennis flipped out of the side-by-side triple toe, which really cost them in points. And yeah, it wasn't one of the convincing performances that they've given for Be Italian.
Yeah, definitely not. In the short program, Artemeva and Nazarychev scored higher than them. They did come in 5th, and Artemeva and Nazarychev came in 4th. But then they had a little flip-flop in the free skate because Artemeva and Nazarychev ended up 6th. So that's how they ended up 4th. But I do feel that they didn't quite look as confident this time around. Is that it? I'm not sure. Just a different energy.
Yeah. I thought that the free program, though, they definitely were like, you know what, we just got to get our shit together.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's pull together.
Yeah, they did a lot better. And I still love how she jeweled her hair. It's like such a small but gorgeous touch.
Oh, it's so nice. I love
know.
it.
They pulled out a side-by-side triple toe, double toe, which is still wild.
Yes.
I was like, I mean, there's a chorus line of Jesuses in between you guys, but you know what? It's
whole ring,
Christmas.
It's fine. Happy birthday.
Yeah, it's not Russian Orthodox Christmas, but it's leading up to New Year, so it was just like, happy birthday, you know, I'll just come and say hi. A few tiny mistakes, for example, Daria flipping out of the side-by-side triple sal, but, you know, the crowd went wild at that throw triple loop at the end that was landed straight on the music. It's always the Black Swan. If you pick the right, you know, moments of music, it'll always deliver if your choreography delivers as well.
It's a crowd pleaser, Black Swan.
Yes. Maybe, you know, Tchaikovsky will go viral, but not Vivaldi, apparently.
Not Vivaldi. I think Vivaldi's had his time in the sun. I think he's a little sunburned.
Full sunburned. Put on some SPF, Vivaldi.
Antonio, please.
Antonio. If you don't get this reference, then go listen to our Japanese Nationals episode. It was great fun, and you'll see what we mean there. You'll see what we mean. But let's move on to our podium finishes. Let's talk about Evgenia Tarasova and Vladimir Morozov.
Oh, this was so interesting. I wouldn't even know where to start with these two.
It's just Atari. It's the Atari camp. Always something is going to be like,
always some shit.
How do I even start? is the tagline for whole of Sambo 70. Where do I start?
Okay, let's start. Okay, let's do the Philip Glass short program.
Yes.
Okay, maybe we can start off with a good change of costumes. I enjoy them. It's rare that I say that, but I actually really like these for them. So, yay.
Absolutely. And so I was like, oh, wait, when have you been skating to Metamorphosis? I thought it was a different, you know, piece of music. And then the program started and I was like, this is the same choreography. I was like, wait.
It was so interesting.
So they changed the music from Clair de Lune to Metamorphosis by Philip Glass, but kept the same choreo.
I don't know.
I mean,
maybe that just speaks to the portability of choreography that they have here.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lovely piece of choreography. I think, you know, Daniil did do a good job here. Maybe it was also because Atari had some input. The person with the choreography degree. But it has a nice story to it. You can tell, you know, what the story is. But then it also had nothing to do with Clair de Lune, so I kind of get the music change. But nonetheless, it's still funny to me.
By portability, I really mean like the generic quality of it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can really skate to most things.
It's the starting, I think, 10 seconds and the ending 10 seconds where you're like, a story. But it's also the very typical Atari's, like, the start and the end position must be the same because then we bookend it and then that's the quote-unquote story. Wow, magic.
3 stars on Goodreads. 3 stars on Goodreads for that story.
It was okay. I didn't DNF it, but I didn't love it.
I pushed through.
I pushed past the 100-page mark.
We did have some weird things going on with this lift here.
Yes. Vladimir, what went wrong with the lift? He bailed. He bailed.
I don't know. I feel like this does not happen to them.
Yeah, because he's normally super strong in lifts.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems weird.
Very weird. And, you know, at the end when he was coming off of the ice, he tried to laugh it off. And Maxim Trankov, who's one of their coaches, just stared him down and just mumbled just like, yeah, very fucking funny. Fucking disaster again. Make the lift shit.
Oh my gosh. Rude.
I mean, to be fair, Maxim did go on and apologize for it. He was just like, oh, what I said to Tarasova and Morozov after the short program was probably quoted by all possible public and TV channels. Yes,
sure.
I'm very emotional. But he was just like, you know, he called the mistake unexpected and annoying, which is, you know, to be fair.
Unexpected and annoying.
I mean, it's a lift error at national championships that you want to be winning so you can go to the Olympics. I feel like if I was a coach, knowing the talent and, you know, the possibility of this team, I'd be annoyed as well. But probably wouldn't have said this on national TV.
Probably would have just have kept my
broadcast.
annoyance to myself in my therapy session.
Yeah, I would have been like, okay, I'll act nice. But then once we're behind stage, I'll be just like, what the fuck just happened?
It's true.
But it was, I get his mood, but this was definitely not a performance that we wanted to see from them, and not something that they wanted either. Also, I just noticed that at the end of the program, we got Experienced by Ludovico Einaudi again. And I was just like, guys,
Yes.
the world, you realize that he has many other pieces, right? Not just Experience.
No, there's
Like,
just one.
Apparently there's just one. And then videos were released of Alyona Kostornaia practicing an alternate short program from this season that she didn't compete or didn't use. And guess what the music was? Metamorphosis by Philip Glass and Experienced by Ludovico Einaudi.
They've also had
Daniil!
their time in the sun. They both need to put on sunscreen.
Daniil. They're just like, oh, you know, no, somebody didn't use this piece of music and program. We'll just shift it to someone else because the music's already cut.
Again, the portability of the choreography is astounding. All right. This was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. But we have pre-program choreography. They must have seen Yulia and Mikhail.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did a pre-program choreography. I love it, though.
Me
I
too.
love the under 14 novice jazz solo.
I fucking love it. So side-by-side triple sows were done. Thank God they landed it. But Jesus was already in the building for Daria and Dennis, and he was just like, you know what, I'm just going to say hi as well for you guys. And then Vovo. Why... Evgenia's doing so well, and he's just making the mistakes, unfortunately. Planned side-by-side, triple toe, double toe. Of course, Evgenia nailed hers, and he only did triple toe, double toe, and the landings were just really not great.
He was not having a great event, was
No,
he?
he wasn't. No.
I don't know what was happening.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But it's absolutely stunning throw triple flip. Evgenia landed it so perfectly. Unfortunate step out on the throw triple loop, but it wasn't like too major. And thank God the lifts were successful though.
Thank goodness.
Did you feel like Vladimir looked like he was a bit too relaxed given the importance of this competition?
His energy seemed a little off here. I'm not sure what it was.
He was just like, I'm ready for the new year.
I think he was just done. He was like, I'm done. That's it. Whatever.
New year, new me. But unfortunately, this is still 2021. So
Unfortunately, we're still in 2021.
so you're going to have to wait, guys.
slow your roll.
He's just like, I'm just going to chill on the ice with Jesus. It's good.
I'm just done.
But they did score an overall 228.20. And let's move on to our top two teams who really put the pedal to the metal and created a competition for us. I was really happy with how these two teams skated because it made things fun. Just like Japanese nationals, where these two teams were on their game and it was nail-biting in a good way for the viewer to see who would come up on top.
Oh my gosh, totally. I loved watching. I mean, I honestly really enjoyed maybe like all of these pairs. It was less stressful than it normally is. But let's talk about our silver medalists, Alexandra Boikova and Dmitry Kozlovskii.
Yes, so I guess we'll start by rolling back the time wheel a little bit to the short program draw where Sasha Boikova wore a bloody like Catwoman latex suit to the event.
You know what? Turn up. Like, that's
she
amazing.
Rocked it.
Shit, I'd show up in like sweatpants. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, same. She went on and commented about how she got shit for it. And she was just like, you know what? I'm creating news. I don't care what you guys
Hell
think.
no. You wear that Catwoman suit.
I know. And she was like, oh, some people have said it looked like a pigeon pooped on like black latex. And I'm like,
What?
What?
Who says that?
You know the skating community online. It's there are some areas that are just toxic or not really nice comments.
Wow.
Yeah, but good on her. It's bold and it's great. She rocked it. Absolutely. Apparently, when Sasha put it on and she showed Tamara Moscovina, Tamara entered like the drawing room or something, and she saw her load her glasses and then just sat down. Bless her soul. Also, I guess, wishing Dimitri a happy 22nd birthday. He turned 22. Hi, Taylor Swift, on the 23rd of December.
Dang, he's only 22. It's wild.
I know. Wild. All right, let's talk about their programs. Black Swan in the short program. What did you think this time?
Oh, Black Swan. It was okay. I think that they did well. However, I think Mishina and Galliamov did a lot better. They just looked a lot more polished, I think.
Yeah. So solid side-by-side triple sows to open. But Dima had this like he was sticking his butt out on that spread eagle going in. I was just like, tuck that ass in, mate. But so happy for Sasha for landing the throw triple flip that she's had so much issue with this past season. And the landing was a tiny bit scratchy and there was some snow flying up, and I thought that was just the minute difference, like the differing point between Mishina and Galliamov and Boikova Kozlovskii for the short program. We've definitely said that this Black Swan program isn't the best we've seen from them. Not that they've skated Black Swan before, but in terms of overall programs, and there wasn't enough Jimmy Ma arm flappy level. But I thought, you know what? There's enough mouths open and scary staring at the audience and the judges that
That's
I'll
true.
give
The
it a
facials
pass.
were on
The
point.
facials were on point. I mean, I still stand by my previous sentiments that I'd love to see them do something less generic, but you know what? Whatever. Beggars can't be choosers.
They need to do some like Backstreet Boys, Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes mashup. That's what these two need.
You know, Stepanov and Buchan have set that bar really, really high. Do you really think that Boikova and Kozlovskii can match that energy?
They can try.
True. They can try. But I enjoyed it a little more this time around, so maybe it's just growing on me. And you know what was also kind of growing on me? It's the Malaguena.
Is it
program.
Malaguena?
I don't like how I'm saying this, but I guess they skated it really, really well, and
They did so good. I can't not like it.
I know. I truly think that because they skated so well, it made me enjoy the program. But if they're not really skating well and they're not putting 100% into it, then because you're skating to Malaguena, I think it kind of falls flat. But they did super well here. I actually think that they should have won the free skate in terms of audience level of, like, by the, what's it called? The clap meter, the applause meter.
The applause meter.
I just enjoyed their performance a little bit more. However, regardless, I think everyone was super happy for them. Great side-by-side jumps that were, some landings were saved, but good fight from them. Throw triple flip, Sasha's back on the money, as well as for the throw triple loop. The crowd went wild for it, as well as their choreographer, Nikolai Moroshkin, who was the bald head man you could see in the replays, who was punching the air so hard. Like, they had won 5 Olympic gold medals. He was absolutely giving it his all, and then he was crying. Bless his soul.
Bless his soul. They were so happy, and I enjoyed the Malaguena because they were having a good time. You could tell that they felt really in the pocket here. It was
100%.
It was nice.
100%. I think Dima was, tearing up at the score. Well,
Aw.
not necessarily the score, but just after the performance. I mean, it's all deserved because you can really tell that Sasha and Dima have had to really work hard to find their focus in time for this, get that form from previous seasons back. This season has been a struggle for them. So very happy for them. Dima did say that they're not in peak form at the moment, but it just so happened that they managed to get their shit together for Russian nationals due to their experience. And glad to see that they're hunkering down and getting the mental side of their performance down as well. So good for them.
Yeah. This is not a great time to peak. I think this is a good time to not peak, seeing it's Olympics and,
We still got Europeans to go.
Yeah, exactly. We have a
Yes.
long road, so no need to peak
Long
now.
run. Yes. All right. Let's move on, I guess, to the winners of this event.
Yeah, let's talk about our gold medalists, Anastasia, Mishina, and Alexander Galliamov, who really, I think what it was, especially in the free skate, they were just rewarded with more GOE than Boikova and Kozlovskii, even though I personally enjoyed the Malagueña more. Who would have dreamed that I would have ever be saying that? But they were just rewarded with more GOE. They both skated pretty clean, super clean.
Yeah. I feel like the judges clearly show who they're backing. I mean, Sasha and Dmitry haven't had the most consistent performances this season, and I feel like the Fed has just been like, we can't count on you, so we're backing the world champions, and we're going to throw all the GOEs and PCS their way, even though I personally feel they're on like the same playing field. And I feel like it's always been that way. It was really down to whoever performed better on the day.
Totally.
But now the judges are just like, here are our favorites, and we're not going to be shy about it.
Yeah, I feel like it's been that way for a little while this season,
Yeah.
especially, like they're not super subtle about it, but I don't know. I'm a Malagueña fan. What can I say?
Woo! Okay, Malagueña fan. But this short program for Mishina and Galliamov to Esmeralda, we did say last time that they competed it didn't have that punch that we were used to, but this time
Oh, so nice.
it was so sharp. And I thought, excellent job, especially that throw triple flip. That was so on the money. It was excellent. And I was like, you know what? If you skate like that at the Olympics, you're setting the bar very, very high.
Yes.
Very, very high. I mean, even the side-by-side spins at the end, so close to being so perfect. Like literally a rotation away from a perfectly synchronized spin. But overall, it was so close to perfect from them. So close. And even Nastya in the Kiss and Cry, when receiving their scores, which they got 83.744 for, she was like, oh, woohoo! And Tamara's like, wow.
Why don't we talk about their free skate to the snowstorm? I'm not entirely convinced by this program. I mean, I've never been convinced, but I think I am continuing on the not convinced train after this one.
Yeah, the Russian media is calling it controversial program.
I wouldn't take it that far. It's not controversial.
Maybe it's the Google Translate, but I can definitely tell that it's not only us who have split opinions about it. Some people apparently love it. Some people are just like, oh, and I think I fall in the camp.
I mean, they skate it really well. I just think that I just don't know about it. It's kind of similar to the Alien program from Chock and Bates.
Yeah. I mean, I'd
it's there and it happens, and I just don't know how I feel about it.
I'd back the Alien. I'd back the Daft Punk for Chock and Bates over this, though. It just doesn't. This actually doesn't do it for me. At least, with Chock and Bates, there's an attempt for a different and not generic story. Like, they're attempting something risky, right? It's not gonna land because it's left field. This, I mean, the snowstorm isn't left field. It's a well-known piece of music. And then, I agree with you. It's fine. And they skate it technically well. But I don't know, especially, maybe it's just following Boikova and Kozlovskii's Malagueña skate, which they skated.
That could be it too. I think that's a big issue. Yeah.
Boikova and Kozlovskii skated that with such conviction. It was just hard to follow, and it didn't deliver the same impact. So maybe it fell extra flat for me. I don't know. The crowd still loved them and gave them a standing ovation.
I mean, we are being very nitpicky here. I mean, they skated super well. I think it's just about the energy that it
gave.
delivers.
100%. I mean, they did a side-by-side triple sow, Euler triple sow. The triple toe for side-by-side was done well. Triple flip and triple loop throws done well. I mean, they skated technically fine, and they did do a side-by-side triple combination, which Sasha and Dima didn't have, so that gave them the edge. But yeah, there's still Sasha lifting Nastya for that final position, and that weird music kind of ending on a high cadence. That's, I don't know.
Yes.
It's still very odd, to me at least. But it did seem like the whole team, so Moskvina, Moroshkin, the choreographer, and Minchuk, they were really, they were celebrating the skate and happy with both of their teams, extremely so. So very glad for them. Nastya and Sasha were in the kiss and cry wearing bear ear headbands that I thought were super cute. So
Oh my gosh, so cute. I love it.
I'd do that. I want those. Instead of the ice creams, the Chistaya Linear ice creams, put some bear ear headbands in the kiss
I
and
want
cry.
both. No, don't get rid of the ice cream.
Okay, we won't get rid of the ice cream.
Keep the ice cream and barriers. We can have both.
There's so much ice cream though. It's like
I like ice cream a lot.
Do you think it's like... No, I think they are actually real, but I'm just thinking there's so many there. Like, what do they do afterwards? Do they have like a truck full that they keep refilling if someone takes it? I'm just so curious.
That's a good question.
Where are they kept in an ice rink? Anyway. But yes, the world champions are going into Europeans as national champions as well. Nastya celebrated that fact by landing a throw triple loop and then going straight into an Euler and triple salcho in the exhibition. I'm like, girl, you wild. Like, what the hell?
It's the exhibition.
Oh, geez. But yes, I thought that this competition was a good one, especially for the top teams. It did give us some lovely drama in the form of Maxim Trenkov wearing his ugly Christmas sweater and swearing at Vladimir Morozov, but you know what? I'm here for it.
Amazing. 'Tis the season. Why don't we move on to our women, since we have plenty to talk about with our women here.
Literally, where do we start?
Oh my god, I don't know where we start.
Let's, I guess, talk about the withdrawals.
Sure.
Obviously, Daria Usachova is out due to her hip injury. She was replaced by Polina Sviridenko. Even though Anna Frolova wasn't qualified for senior nationals, we've seen her before, and she is out with a stress fracture in her foot. And I think she'll be preparing for junior nationals, which is later on in January. So hopefully she's all right for that. And of course, we have
Aliona.
Blessed Aliona Kostornaia with a fractured wrist / hand / fingers. Who knows? She has a cast on. She was replaced by Anastasia Gulyakova, who also then withdrew due to an ankle injury and thus was replaced by Arina Onishchenko. So a lot going on even with the withdrawals. But Aliona, this girl...
Ugh, big sads.
Such big sads. And I don't know, clearly it was, she fell on a triple axel and hurt her hand, wrist, fingers that way, which is understandable, but also very disappointing because apparently doctors ruled her out from skating on the ice, or forbade her to skate on the ice for 20 days, which means no nationals, no Europeans, no Olympics.
I hate that.
I hate that for her.
Worst.
Absolutely. But again,
we should just rewind 2 years, and then all of us Kostornaia fans will be okay.
And apparently the Russian adults just, I don't know. I'm yet to find a Russian adult who backs Aliona Kostornaia. Which, I mean, okay, yes, she's very teenagery at the moment, which, of course.
But she's a teenager.
Exactly.
Let her be a teenager. That's fine.
Which is absolutely fine.
Good for her.
And she's I feel like she learns the hard way, let her make her own mistakes, and she learns from them. Like, she's able to be humble and take her words back and say that, I was wrong. Anyway, regardless,
Great.
Eteri Topuritsa, who knows who she is, came out saying that she thinks Alyona could have competed with the injury and that she thinks Eteri herself was like, oh, I could have skated with the broken hand/wrist. Alyona could have done it because Evgenia did it.
I mean, you can, but should you? No.
Yeah, I was like, she's like, oh, Evgenia did it. She won nationals with a plaster cast on her arm and no one knew. I'm like, okay.
That's not
just
cute.
because you did it doesn't mean you should have done it.
Oh my god.
And then this fucking quote-unquote sports doctor, who isn't even connected to the team, I believe, comes out and says the stupidest thing I've ever heard, going, Alyona could have skated with the injury and just have a plastic cast on. Like, if Alyona hadn't fallen on her hand, then it would have all been fine. And I was like, oh, really? If you didn't do this to get injured, you'd have been fine.
Then you wouldn't be injured. Whoa, my mind is blown.
I know. And then he's like,
whoa.
To compete, all Alyona would need to do is ideally not fall. And I was like, wow.
Whoa. No shit.
Sports doctor. Wow. I'd definitely go to you for any problems. Oh, why is your back broken? All you had to do was not break your back.
Wow.
Oh my
Fascinating
God.
stuff here. Real science.
Okay, let's start talking about the programs.
Yes, the actual program.
Before I combust. Let's start off with Anastasia Zinina. She's 14 years old, coached by Evgenia Balchenko, so she's an angel of Balchenko. And I first saw her through the Junior Grand Prix, and she's really lovely. I really enjoy her. She's got this lovely quality. She skated to Forsimny in the short program and did really, really well, although she scored only 68.94 and ended up in 10th, which I thought was bullshit. And I think that the judges were like, oh, we don't really know you too much, so we're just going to give you, like, low points. But okay. Whatever. I think she'd do really well with a full season in junior, even though she'll be eligible for senior next year. It'd be great to see her develop more speed and skating skills, but I really like her already.
Yes, that would be very nice. I really enjoy her too. She did really well.
And in the free skate though, she tried 2 quad toes but fell on both of them, and then just the program fell apart from there.
Oh, she was really sad. You could just see it on her face
know.
that she was like, no,
Yes.
I don't like this.
And that program just dragged her down in the placings. But very keen to see her in the next quad. I think she's got like lovely poise and grace. So would love to see her continue and land those quad toes, because I've definitely seen her land them. But moving on to the other end of the spectrum, really, when it comes to who's been on the scene for quite a while and who hasn't, and it's in the 11th place, we've got Sofia Samodurova, the one skating to
fave.
New Rules by Dua Lipa and the Mulan soundtrack. Fave.
Also fave.
Short program, we had a
It
clean
was so
Sofia.
good. She really laid it down on the ice there.
I was
with
so
all
happy
the
for her.
choreo and the arm movements.
Yes. She delivered. And
I love it.
yes, the triple flip, triple toe. The flip was given an edge warning, I think, at least. And the toe was called under. But who cares? We have a clean Sofia. We haven't seen that for quite a while.
This program is just so good.
Yes. Ugh. And it was especially great because I recently watched her Europeans winning free skate. You know, the one where she skated to burlesque and there was the camera noises. And
I love her hand choreography. It really is.
Love it. You know what? If
something
she switched to ice dance, she would have done a great rhythm dance with tutting.
Oh my gosh. Totally.
I back that so hard. I feel like she'd do so well in a
too.
Step-Up movie.
In a Step-Up movie.
Tell me I'm not wrong.
You are not wrong.
Thank
No.
you. Thank you.
Absolutely correct.
But for this free skate to Mulan, which I love this Mulan costume first and foremost. I think it's really respectful. The detailing on it is great. She looks great in it. But unfortunately, despite a really promising first half, the second half just didn't go well.
Sad, sad, sad. I'm so sad because at the last competition that we saw her in, she seemed so sad with her skating.
Yes.
I was like, come on, we got to pull it out because I think this combination of programs is so good for her.
Yes.
The fun, upbeat, little bit campy, but in such a good way, short program, and then like this beautiful Mulan free skate. Ugh, I'm just sad. I'm sad.
Me too. I wanted her to skate clean here, regardless of where she would have ended up.
Yes, I don't think that they would politic for her, but I just wanted her to skate clean because these programs are so fun.
Wait, were you watching the Channel 1 broadcast, the English one, with Ted Barton? Because Ted was going, oh, this may be her last performance. We don't know. And I was like...
What? How does he know?
I was like, shut up. If you don't know, then don't say anything.
Why would you put that out there? Don't put that out there.
And he did the same for Liza Tuktymysheva. And I'm like, mate,
Oh,
literally,
I did hear that.
Liza was saying in interviews, like, not too long ago, like literally a few days before the competition started, that she has no intention of stopping. So, anyway, the whole broadcast that Ted did was pretty much him going towards Simon in the field of, I didn't do my research. So that was horrific. Anyway, love to see Sofia continue to skate because I just wanted to be happy.
She's the best programs. I do love them.
You know when someone's skating because they want to be skating and not because they're trying to chase anything. But, you know, I don't want to see her sad because obviously when you go out on the ice to compete, you just want to deliver a clean performance. So...
It's true. Her choreography has no portability because you cannot pick up the phone to any other song but that one.
Very, very true. Very, very true. All right, let's move on to our 9th place finisher, and that is Kseniia Sinitsina, 17 years old, little fairy of the woods, love her so much. Still think that her short program to Lullaby by Tchaikovsky is one of the most beautiful programs ever.
This dress is just exquisite. The program is so nice. It's so good for her. I think the branding is very on point with both of these programs, I think, but especially with the short program.
Indeed. And it's an example of how Olga can still make gorgeous costumes and not whatever flappy black bird-like stuff that Anna's wearing.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is. But
I mean, Anna does pull it off because Anna is
Anna.
gorgeous and she can wear anything.
Yeah, she gets Daniil choreography and pulls it off. Like, she can wear Olga ugly dresses and pull it off. But Olga gorgeous dresses on Kseniia this season. Unfortunately, triple Lutz, triple toe. Lutz was called under, toe was called on the quarter, which hurt her. For the points, she only scored 70.75, but for Russian nationals...
Oh, no, only.
When Kamila is scoring, like, what, in the 90s, I feel, 70 is just, like... 70 is the new 50. It did really ding her. 70 is the new 50. 70 is the new 50. Oh, no. But this Queen's Gambit soundtrack free skate, oh, my God, they took out the car crash sound at the start.
Thank God. No one ever needs to hear that. Why do we ever need to have car crash noises? We don't.
Finally, some adults who can correct their mistakes.
Wow.
Who would have known?
Imagine that.
Kseniia did attempt a quad toe, though. She fell and it was caught on the quarter, but I thought very good attempt from her, very gutsy. I still think that it would do her wonders for her to put on a bit of muscle and add more power into her skating because it might make the jumps bigger and more dynamic for her. Did we have a new music cut here? Was there always a vocal part, or am I goldfishing in my brain right now?
You know, I feel like my entire year has been goldfishing in my brain, so
yeah,
I can't help you.
Yeah. Neurodivergent to neurodivergent, not a question to ask whether something was there before.
Not a question to ask, thank you.
We have object permanence issues, so...
I have so many object permanence issues. I had a huge realization about my object permanence issues this week, but that's not for this podcast.
Tell me about it. Yeah, literally not for this podcast. But back to Kseniia, unfortunately, there was it didn't go well for the back half of the program. She went down... Well, it was counted as a fall because she flipped out of and then put hands down and transferred all of her weight onto the ice for the triple flip double toe, where double toe was called it was downgraded. So that was really not great. She also got a time violation at the end, so 3 full points of deductions. But bless her soul, she was still smiling afterwards. All smiley in the green room as well, just looking super cute and giving everyone love hearts. She's such a cutie. I love her.
Great. Amazing. And gorgeous short program.
Absolutely.
And too many deductions for my liking.
Yes.
The free skate.
I wouldn't mind if she kept this short program for next season, to be honest.
You know, she can keep the free skate too. It's a good one.
Yeah, now that the car crash noises are out.
Now that there's no car crash noises in it.
Would love that. Thank you very much. But let's move on to our 8th place finisher, and that is Maiia Khromykh, who did not have a good competition here, unfortunately.
Oof. No. I was talking about how Jason Brown would really sell this short program. I don't think she sold it here either, and that's not just because I'm imagining Jason Brown skating to this music.
She tries though. Like she
does.
This is the 2nd season of her skating this, and I think it's so much improved from last season. But something about it here. Look, I wrote in my notes, sometimes she skates this program with conviction, and sometimes she doesn't, and unfortunately, this time she didn't.
I think this was a doesn't. I don't know if she was just like in her head. I don't know what was happening here, but I think something was going on that, I don't know, didn't quite sell it to me. But sometimes she does, just maybe not here.
Yeah, I agree. And it's unfortunate because, you know, we've seen her deliver this program really well, and I've enjoyed it. But let's talk about her Moulin Rouge free skate, which I don't like how they call it Moulin Rouge, because the first half of it isn't Moulin, and
it's not Moulin.
Not Moulin, as in like I shouldn't cut it and just say Moulin for Moulin Rouge, because otherwise like she's going to Moulin soundtrack.
It's not Moulin. I was like, what are you talking about?
Moulin, the French one. Yeah, just I don't know. I find it's okay because we only get like half Moulin Rouge, but unfortunately, for the quad sow that she attempted, she flipped out and put her hands down. And was that counted as a fall? Yes, it was, I believe. No, it wasn't, because it actually wasn't. Because she fell on the triple loop, weirdly enough. She goes out and does a quad toe, triple toe, and then falls on a triple loop. Maiia.
It's a little weird. I don't know what was happening here.
But yeah, it was just after that fall on the triple loop, even though she landed her other jumps, it just wasn't a great skate, and it looked like she wanted to cry, which made me sad. And then I saw on the sidelines Daniil and Ateri laughing. I don't know whether they were connected, because it might have been out of context, but you gotta think maybe it was just like they didn't know what to do apart from laugh. You know, if someone's hurt or you're trying to process something that's been traumatic and you just laugh. Hopefully it was...
You know, they frequently don't know what to do, so...
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Not surprised there. But, just not... Maiia ended up in 8th here, which I don't think a lot of people would have predicted coming into this competition.
Sad.
But rebuild, back to the drawing board, rebuild for next season.
She's got time.
She literally has time. She's 15.
So much time. Wow, I'm literally like double her age. This is so upsetting.
It is a little upsetting, isn't it? Oh, I'm
very,
10 years
very
older
much
than
so.
her. A full decade, dear God.
Oh no.
And literally a full decade older is our 7th place finisher, Elizaveta Tuktamysheva, who turned 25 on the 17th of December.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And, we have so much to talk about Liza. She always gives a lot to talk about, which I love.
Okay, first of all, let's just get it out of the way. She fell on her triple axel in the short program, which even she herself said that was just like a freak mistake because she lands them all the time. She can hardly remember the last time that she didn't land one. And then the Lutz toe combo was only a double toe. So really sad, really not good. And I think that honestly just kind of ruined it for her, because I just, considering the depth of field here, I don't think there was much coming back from that.
No, I agree. And it sucks. I mean, going into the competition, she did talk about how much pressure and mental pressure there was for this competition, especially Russian nationals. It's almost like the atmosphere of, like, in gymnastics, US Olympic trials is, sometimes more intense than the Olympics itself.
Oh, so intense.
I feel
American gymnastics adults are just...
Yeah.
If we're talking about Daniil and Terry, like...
Daniil and Terry look like soft baby bunnies.
Soft baby bunny.
Like, but not a gymnastics podcast, and I will not go into American gymnastics adults. That's just too much.
That's a can of worms that I don't want to
open
right now.
Absolutely not. But Liza, unfortunately, she didn't cope mentally here, which is so unfortunate. So many people were rooting for her, and she was like, most likely my fall is due to my nerves. I haven't fallen off a triple axel for a long time. So it sucks. But this free program, bittersweet.
Yeah, she did land her triple axel, unfortunately called on the quarter, but that's okay.
2 triple axels landed. She got a triple axel double toe as well. Unfortunately, no triple here like we saw in her previous competition. But she was so excited that she landed the second triple axel that she tripped out, like going out of it, and put her hand down on the ice. Luckily, it didn't affect the GOE, and no fall was recorded. But she was just like, "Oh my god, yeah, I landed it! What?"
I love it. So excited.
Bless. Jumps solid. Rest of the jumps was solid. The crowd loves her so much.
The audience is so into Liza. I love it.
And I could not stop laughing at the end because the camera person panned to Diana and Gleb, who were clapping for Liza, and they were stone-faced. And then a fan fucking shoves a framed portrait of Empress Liza right above Diana's head. Just the timing and placement of it all, it's too perfect.
Oh my god.
A fan literally shoves it into frame. Oh my god. And then Mishina presenting this amazing portrait to her. Like, this portrait could be hanged in, like, the Winter Palace in St. Petersburg.
The Winter Palace? Imagine this portrait of Liza in the Winter Palace.
This is insane. This portrait, it's literally gorgeous.
I know, it's great. I love it. It's so funny.
Oh my god. Unfortunately, the score came out to be 153.12 for the free program, which, given Russian scoring at nationals, is comparatively... it's not a lot at all. And it seemed like Liza was like, okay. But the crowd loved her. She was pulled straight into the media booth afterwards and was given an interview by... we had Evgenia Medvedeva there, we had Alina Zagitova, we had Maxim Trankov. They were all loving it. We were loving it. Liza was saying that I was gonna wink at the judges during my program, but I restrained myself.
She just needs some Sofia Samodurova choreography, and it'll wink at the judges for her.
It will wink at the judges for her. The message of this podcast is make sure your choreography does the winking for you.
It does.
Great. I love it. But afterwards, a lot of people, including the Russians and even Russian sports journalists, weren't happy with Liza's free skate scores and where she ended up. I saw people saying, oh, she was done dirty or like done ugly. She should have been much higher, would have put her on the podium in bronze position. All of that, I think I really haven't seen many people come out and say that they weren't disappointed for Liza and they really wanted her to be on that European and Olympics team, even though Olympics hasn't been announced officially yet. But yeah, everyone was just like, look, emotions-wise, we were all rooting for Liza. So,
sad.
You know what makes it even more bittersweet? Mishina came out and said the following, which made really, my heart was just like, He said, Liza, you are the joy and pain of my heart. I am proud of you. I will go with you to the end. I'm sure you haven't said your last word yet.
Oh, stop. Can't take it. No more.
Oh, Mishin. Oh, love the guy. Love the guy, but also this quote. I'm dying. Absolutely dying. Okay, let's move on from 7th. I can't believe Liza ended up in 7th.
I know. Big sad.
But moving on to 6th place with another controversial and big discussion point. We're talking about Sofia Samodurova, 15 years old, part of the Angels of Pavliuchenko crew, and not she herself, but the decisions made around her really ruffled some feathers, and in my opinion, rightfully so. So let's talk about the short program to Ne me quitte pas. I really love Sofia. She is such an emotive skater. She's great technically, fan of this kiddo, and she definitely gained a lot of new fans after the short program as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah, totally. She was great. And then they gave her a deduction when everything was done.
Fuck.
I was like, what?
So this girl has a gorgeous triple axel that she landed at the top of her program. Triple combo, step sequence level 4. Spins were good. She scored 81.87 initially. And I was like, yeah, this is absolutely fair. You know,
Totally.
If you've been watching her throughout juniors and throughout the Russian Cup series, you know what a great skater she is. And then, so she skated in group 2. There's 3 groups. She got a 4-point deduction for being a few seconds late to start her program. So you have 30 seconds from the time your name is announced to the time you need to start your program or, you know, get in place and your music starting. She was 32 seconds, or 33, and they applied the deduction after the whole women's event had finished. That is after the 3 groups have skated.
Oh my goodness.
And so initially Sofia ended up in 2nd after the short program, and with, as mentioned, 81.87. Anna Shcherbakova got 81.46, so she was in 3rd. And then after the 1-point deduction, obviously Sofia fell to 3rd, and apparently it was a data entry error. The ref pressed the button, but the system didn't register.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me, like...
The absolute worst. Like, no.
I
object.
You had a full ice resurfacing between Group 2 and Group 3, and then the whole of Group 3 had to skate for you to correct your mistake.
No.
Which would have been fine.
I call bullshit.
But you did it after the whole segment had finished.
It's so ridiculous. Like, I don't even know, like, what the intention was here, or like what do we even say
What
about this?
What did you do during the ice resurfacing or the gap between the groups?
Right.
Do you not look at the Jumbotron or what the equivalent when the scores come up and get announced over the loudspeaker? Do you not go, okay, let me check through and just see if everything's correct in? Because yeah, human mistakes can happen, data entry errors can happen. Absolutely agree. You might have just fat fingered it and thought you pressed it and you didn't. But did it really have to take you that anyway? But according to @EdgeQuality on Twitter, Alexander Kogan, who is Rusfed's general director, he said that there was a protest filed from Kristiani, which is the Crystal Ice Skating Club that Sambo 70 and Eteri's group is a part of. They filed for a data entry error, and it was filed when the 3rd group hadn't finished skating yet. So did Eteri, or, you know, when I say Eteri, I don't necessarily mean Eteri herself. Other people might think that, but I mean the whole encompassing team. Did she really just pull an Abby Lee Miller and just go, no, Maddie, aka Anna, I like her better, she should have won, even though Sofia Samodurova literally had higher technical elements, skated equally as well in terms of PCS, in my opinion. Did she really pull an Abby Lee Miller? You know when Maddie and Chloe did the same solo, and then Chloe won over Maddie, and Abby went to the judge and was like, no, Maddie should win. Did they?
Yep.
Seriously?
Exactly that.
Like, we'll talk about Anna when we get to her, but still. It was literally like the point difference between the 81-87 and the 81-46. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Just fucking take it on the chin. Like, seriously? I don't. Anyway.
Oh, it's the worst. It was literally like exactly that deduction. Oh, goodness.
Would any of the Tutberidze girls have gotten the full point deduction if they were like 2-3 seconds over the mark?
No.
Would they?
No. Not one of them.
Anyway, it's poor girl who had to deal with all of that and all the adults just bickering and us really just discussing all of that. She was asked how she felt about the situation, and of course, good girl,
like,
media
what is
training.
she supposed to say
I know.
when she is like a young athlete being like, I don't know.
I mean,
but what good is there to say there, right?
I know. She handled it really well. She's just like, look, it didn't bother me. I was just there to do my job. And I was like, good on her. But anyway.
Good for her, but I mean, like, she shouldn't have to say that.
Anyway. Free program to The Great Gatsby, which included Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey. I am a fan of this whole concept.
Yeah, I like it too.
Although, I'm a fan of the concept, but I felt like the music before Lana starts singing was a little bland. It wasn't doing...
Oh, and the gunshot.
Oh, the dear gunshot. I mean, like,
don't fuck around with the gunshot.
I mean...
Just don't do it.
The gunshot ends the movie, and so it's...
But, like, we all know that. We don't need to hear it to know it.
And I was just like, oh... You know, we have that gunshot that ends the movie to end the program, parallelism, and also, like, thanks, I guess, for, you know, keeping the soundbite short. But also, it's a gunshot, and that shit's scary when you're in an arena full of people.
Yeah, absolutely no need to have that there.
I'd rather the car crash.
I'd rather the car crash. It's sad that we have to, our choices are gunshot or car crash. It's so sad.
I know. Anyway, like, back to the music. She is such an expressive skater. I thought that the music wasn't really doing any favors for her, you know, ability to express. But triple axel double toe to open, very nice. And another triple axel, albeit with a step out. Lovely choreo sequence, good jumps, but afterwards just the I don't really know why she got bumped down to 6th, really. Maybe
I mean, we know, but...
We know. Oh my gosh. She came in 7th for the free skate with 149.44. Really just a technically good program, like 2 triple triples, 2 triple axels, but ended up in 7th, I guess.
Wow. Oh gosh.
Anyway. From one Sofia to another Sofia, we're going to talk about 5th place finisher, Sofia Samodurova, who's 14 and has got quads. She's an interesting character, this kid.
I like her. I think she's cool. Okay, so short program. We start with a triple axel. Woo, done. All right.
I think she's lovely until she jumps. I have issue with how she enters her jumps. She's often very hunched over and heads down, and it just doesn't look nice aesthetically.
It's like that meme that you sent me the other day that was like, why the fuck are you shaped like a croissant sitting there at your desk?
Like a shrimp, like a prawn. I don't ever say shrimp, but it's prawn.
Shrimp is such a weird word.
And everyone's going, oh, Australians say shrimp on the barbie. No, we fucking say prawns, mate.
Shrimp?
We don't say shrimp. We do not say shrimp. We say prawns.
Shrimp is such a weird word. Wait, why am I having such issues with this word?
It is a weird word.
It's a fucking weird
word. Back to the skating instead of shrimp.
Shrimp.
Yeah, like I said, the short program was lovely. I think I liked it a bit more because there were less jumps for me to agonize about their aesthetics over. But she pulled it off, ended up with 76.74. And then I read this interview where she said that she prays every night for the Olympics to be postponed to 2023 so that she can be age eligible to compete. And then the interviewer was just like, are you serious? Like, really? Come on, that's not fair. And the Olympics are going ahead. The essential, like, underlying message of the interview was just like, dude, just wait your turn. And she goes, no, like, I sincerely wish for it to be postponed because it'll be fate and destiny for me. And then...
sure.
Yeah. And then she said, because in 2026, I'll be 18 and I was like, girl, you're 18. You can still compete. Like, it's not like you're 35.
Oh my gosh.
You're trying to do
slow
quads.
her roll.
This kid's an odd one. And she's like, if it was postponed to 2023, then I would, like, live in the rink 24/7 and just continuously work. And I'm like, honey.
You know, we all fall victim to capitalism at some point in time.
But she's not getting paid.
Oh, no.
Honey,
you know, I was like that at 14, too. So
me
I'm sure
too.
I posted a Facebook status or two that sounds kind of like that.
Oh, me too. But I wasn't praying every night for the Olympics to be postponed so I can compete at 15.
I mean, that's just because I'm not an Olympic athlete. That's the issue.
I'm an Olympic people watcher and couch sitter. I'm an Olympics level salt and vinegar chip loving person.
Ah, yes. There it is. There's our niche.
Yeah, exactly. Special interests.
Special interests. Anyways, let's move on to her free skate.
Habanero.
Oi. Okay, we start off with a quad lutz. It was called on the quarter. And then we have a quad sal and a double toe. Quad sal was also called on the quarter, but lands on her feet, although maybe somewhat croissant shaped.
Croissant shaped.
All the jumping passes were landed and they were pretty great. However, the stuff between the jumping passes, I think, leaves a little to be desired. But
I agree. She tried 2 quad sals, man. First quad sal, I thought it was on the quarter, but apparently it was called not, and one judge threw out a +4 for her, and I was like, okay.
Whoa, +4 on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. It's a +Gs. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
Second quad sal, Euler triple sal. First quad sal was called under. And then there was a spin violation for a combo spin. Her protocols looked like a bunch of +3s, and I was like, okay. But good on her, gutsy. I felt like this program is just jumps and then just a lot of crossovers in between the elements. I was like, we're not even 1 minute in, and there are just so many crossovers in the program.
There are definitely a lot of crossovers.
And there was this background humming with percussion that I was like, is this skating? Are we skating to this? Is this your program music? And then it transitioned into club habanera. We got some modern beats added to this.
We love modern beats.
Sure. I felt like a lot of this program just screamed odd to me. Like, her leotard cut was so hiked up. It looked like they'd done some nude panels with some detailing on the hips, but it just looks like she was wearing super high cut swimmers.
It's very strange. I don't know.
I didn't really feel much after the program finished. It was a bit of like oh, okay, this happened.
Oh, it was a little odd. Everything about this situation was a little odd, but she has plenty of time, and like she says, she'll be 18 when the next Olympics rolls around. So.
But apparently that's a travesty. It's
It's
so old.
just such a travesty.
So old. Anyway.
As I sit here in my rotting 30-year-old body.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on from one 14-year-old to another 14-year-old, the youngest competitor of this senior women's group, and that is Adelia Petrosyan, who came in 4th and is the first woman to land a clean quad loop in competition ever.
Oh my god.
This little kid is, oh my god, she is something. She's such a firecracker.
Dang. It's wild.
Okay, let's start with her short program to Evaristo Carriego. Did not pronounce that correctly, I believe, but...
That's okay. She skated great, so
She
no one
skated
needs our
great.
pronunciation.
Yeah. Great jumps. She's a lovely spinner as well. I feel like she still has this junior air about her skating skills, but
She is the junior, so.
exactly. She's so tiny and still so young. Obviously, as she grows physically and emotionally, that's only going to get naturally better. She literally just turned 14.
She's so much time, like her companion says
Yeah.
here. Plenty of time.
Exactly. She scored 73.29, which is very, very solid for her. This kid has one of those unteachable qualities about expressing to music, similar to
So great.
similar to Sofia Samodurova and Anastasia Boikova, where you can tell that they don't need to be taught. They feel the music and they're not afraid to portray that on the ice.
Yes, 100%.
There's a photo of her in that short program with that purple unitard that looked so good on her, and she's just feeling the music. Her eyes are closed and she's just living in the moment, and I'm like, go kiddo, go.
And of course, for the free skate, we have a Billie Eilish selection, because would it be Russian nationals without a Billie Eilish selection? No, it would not. And we also have some painted black here.
I actually like it though. I found it funny
mind
that I found it funny that they used No Time to Die, because hi Aliana Kostornaia, but the theme carrying it to painted black, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, it was nice.
take
I liked it, and most importantly, I like it on her because she's
Yes.
fantastic. So
Yeah.
all props to her. Okay, lots of quad loops here.
Damn, just
many
wow.
quad loops.
Wow,
Jesus.
wow.
Wild.
Even in slow motion, it's a bit of a wow. It's no question about rotation. She does quad loop double toe and then a second quad loop. And apparently she was just like, oh, in training, it was just like, oh, triple loop was looking good. Why don't you just try a quad loop just for fun? And then she did it and she's like, oh, I can do it.
Here it is. I
Here
can
it
do that.
is. And it's going well. Let's just chuck it in the program like a month or two before.
Never happens to me, but I guess it
Never.
has to happen to someone.
Loop was never my favorite jump, so I literally cannot comprehend it. So, absolute wow. And she got some nice edges going in that step sequence. The triple flip, triple toe, and then a triple flip, Euler, triple sow. They were just
My God.
on fire. But what I really like about Adelia is that I don't feel like she's just a jumping bean and only that.
No, she's got good stuff. It's not just all crossovers to habanera.
Exactly. Exactly. She's got this, like I said, she's got this like precious performance quality that she brings to the ice. So you're not just waiting around for the next quad that she's going to do. And yeah, it was a huge skate from this little star. I wonder how puberty will treat her, but I hope she can last because I really enjoy her. I think she's got the X factor in her for sure. Not the prettiest jumps you could say in terms of if you're speaking about classic technique or whatever, but she's 14. You're supposed to be kind of rough around the edges at this age and clean up later on, but hopefully
Yes, no one is super polished at 14. I definitely was not. But she has so much skill. She has obviously the quad loop in her pocket now, but she also has the stuff in between the jumps, which I think is very important. And I think that maybe a little more polished than our friend in 5th place here. But they're 14. We got
Exactly.
time. I was a mess at 14, so they're both doing much better than I was. And I hope they also have time to be kids as well
Yes.
and not just focus on how old they will be in the next Olympics.
Yes. Oh, but I found it super hilarious that the camera panned to an extreme close-up of Pavliuchenko's face after Adelia skated. And
Oh my gosh, I
I was
didn't
just
see
like,
that.
girl, this is hilarious.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
In the kiss and cry, she got her reacting to her score of 160.68 for the free skate with those immaculate eyebrows. I'm like, honey, can you as a 14-year-old,
She does have very good eyebrows.
can you teach me how to do my eyebrows, please?
Her eyebrows are a disaster.
I know, as in terms of like, I get the feeling. But Adelia just sits there and nods at the score, like stone face, and just goes, yeah. And I'm like, honey, did you go out and just mafia kill somebody? She's like, yes. I know I just threw down like an amazing performance that is unprecedented and history making, but yes, this is my score. Bless her.
So funny.
But let's move on to our podium place finishes, our top 3. In third
Oh
place.
my goodness.
Oh my god, my snarkiness is gonna like go on full power now because there's so much going on here. In third place, we have the ever lovely Anna Shcherbakova.
I do like Anna Shcherbakova. I know you said
Me
that your
too.
mom likes her a lot, but she's really growing on me. I like her a lot.
Me too. My mum, I swear, my mother loves Anna more than she loves anything in the entire world. She will drop anything for Anna, and if it comes to me, she'd be just like, fucking deal with it. But for Anna, she'll literally do anything. But I get it. I'm a fan of her as well. She's absolutely lovely as a person and has really unique quality as a skater. Not a fan of her jumping technique and her unturned out toe. However, apart from that, I'm very much a fan. Before we go into the absolute shit show around Anna, let's talk about her programs and her skating. Short program to Dangerous Affairs, and this is a much cleaner showing than at IDF where she debuted this program. What do you think about this?
I actually really like it, as did the audience,
Yes.
who was really here for her just in general, but very much here for this. But I actually really like this on her. I'm actually a big fan of the programs that she has this season. I was a little iffy about them because of the Hellfire music, plus unsure about the Dangerous Affairs, but now I think I really like them.
I think Dangerous Affairs was a really good choice to switch to. I think it's actually,
agree.
the music is done very well, for once.
For once. Wow. Imagine.
Really good build-up, excellent
It's not
vibe.
cut to high hell.
Yes. Although her knee was strapped to high hell, like that left
Oh,
knee.
that is true, though.
But yeah, I think it's one of the strongest short programs out of all the ladies this season, actually. I think it's got that punch and that spark that you need for a short program. And it's very like Olympic-esque. It has good build to it.
Oh, totally.
81.46 though. No triple axel.
Oh. Audience didn't like that one.
I didn't like it either. I think without a triple axel, seriously, 81.46?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Oy.
Oy vey. Like,
Something.
it was an absolutely great short program. I think she can definitely clean it up for Europeans and then for the Olympics, if she goes to the Olympics, which it seems like she will, but not above somebody who skated incredibly well with a triple axel.
It's true. It's a lot of number, but we all know why it's there. She did her best. No fault to Anna, obviously, but it's a lot of number, and that's, again, not her fault at all.
No, she just went out and skated really, really great.
Yes.
That's her job. She can't control anything outside of that. But it's a lot of number, indeed. And it's a lot of number that gave her second position after Sofia Samodurova got that 1 point docked. Adults.
That 1 point. Adults, yes. All right, let's talk about the Hellfire free skate. Master and the Margarita. Unfortunately fell on that quad flip.
Yes. And by Hellfire, we mean the stuff that's around it, not the actual skate, because it was okay.
Yeah. The skating was great. We mean the music.
Yes, that fall on the quad flip, really unfortunate. Felt really bad for her. But I mean, it's a quad flip. It's a quad. We should be, I guess, more normalizing the fact that quads are difficult. You can fall on them.
Yes, they are hard. Sometimes people fall on them. Imagine that.
And she often, when she pulls off her quad lutzes and quad flips, they just look way too easy for her. So I'm just like, thank you, Anna, for falling, because now we know you're human.
Yes, now you're human.
No, but I felt bad for her. You can tell that she was disappointed. And it was a bit of a shock in the replays. You could literally see a Terry jump in shock and literally say like, "Biat," like, "Oh, fuck." And then Dudikov was just like, "Oh no." And then he couldn't watch and he turned away.
Oh no.
Bless. Other than that, this Hellfire music cut. Yes, the 30 seconds of Master and
the 30 seconds of your favorite music.
Before Lacrimosa starts, which I'm fine with the Lacrimosa. I feel like it fits the vibe, but like, if you're going to market it as Master Margarita, maybe use more than 30 seconds. I've said this before. But Anyway, but it's Daniil. He loves his 3 different music pieces cut together for
Yeah,
overall
and say a prayer when there are only 3.
I don't know. In this program, the triple flip Euler triple sow was okay, but not great. I felt like the flow out of the jump wasn't as good as we've seen her do in the past.
I think just like in general, her flow in and out of elements seemed a little sluggish here.
I
and
agree.
just, I don't know, just not quite as smooth as it normally is.
I agree, especially in that like step sequence. It seemed like she was skating slower than usual. But poor girl, she was so mad at herself at the end.
Oh, I felt so bad. I really she's really, really grown on me. And
Me too.
I was very sad to see her unhappy with herself.
I know. She was, after the scores were delivered, she started crying in the kiss and cry. And I was like, oh no,
so sad.
no. Like, all she wanted to do was go out and show a good performance, skate clean. And unfortunately, it wasn't her day. But the judges did reward her with numbers.
They definitely did that.
They rewarded her with numbers. She scored 158.10 for the free skate. And just for comparison, Sofia Samodurova with a really good free skate, no falls, everything done well, 2 triple axels, 149.44.
Yes.
They really pumped up the PCS, like really pumped it up, and GOEs were generous for a performance that we know and she knows was
not her best. Yeah, and kind of like we said, that PCS, like we said, the flow in and out of elements was not great. The step sequence was sluggish. Kind of everything was a little sluggish overall. I don't know. They really, really had some quick fingers on that PCS button. I don't even know if it is.
Yeah, it is a button. But it is a button. But speaking of PCS buttons, this happened for Sasha Trusova as well. There was one judge, Judge 3, looking at you, Alexei Dvolnikov. So if you fall in a program, the maximum PCS you can get is 9.5. That's the rules. However, this man, Alexei, this adult, gave Sasha and Anna 9.75s in components.
Oh, gosh. Goodness.
And I was like, Russian adults strike again. And of course, VP of ISU, Alexander Lakernik, spoke out about it. And he was like, yeah, it was a mistake. But honestly, those 0.25 points don't radically change anything. The results would have been changed by some tenths.
That's because he pumped it up way more than that.
I know. It was like, he was like, the results would have been changed by some tenths, but the places wouldn't have been changed. Like even in the free skate, there are quite large point gaps between the girls. I'm like, that's not the point.
Rest of it was so pumped.
That's not the point. A judge broke the fucking rules.
Oh my goodness.
Too much. And then, oh gosh, let's talk about this hellfire dumpster truck of a press conference where...
Oh no. Was this the one that I was watching?
Yeah.
That you sent to me? Okay.
This did the rounds, and for good reason, because some fucking adult journo asked Anna the question, why should you go to the Olympics? Because Liza did the triple axels and you fell from the quad flip, so why should you go?
This is so rude. Horrifically rude.
It's horrific. And the reaction of all 3 girls, I mean, it's
like, excuse you.
Sasha Trusova was having this like pouch juice thing, or like amino acid, whatever, and she was like, oh, okay. Kamila was like, what the fuck? Her eyes like bulged out. She's like, okay. And mature ass Anna, she handled it extremely well. This girl knows how to talk to the media, but she took a second to process the question, and then it's so subtle, but when she's leaning into the mic, you could see her like raise her eyebrows and goes, I was like, all right, here we go.
Okay.
Aliona Kostornaia spoke out about it in her YouTube clip. Yes, she's got a YouTube channel now.
Oh my gosh, the YouTube channel is so good. I'm such a
it.
fan.
I love it. And she's added English subtitles now.
Yes.
Using her language skills.
Yes, that is...
Smart girl.
I love everything about it.
Smart girl.
Go Aliona.
Yes. And Aliona was just like, I felt so bad for Anna. Like, it's like all we're doing as athletes is going out to skate, and whatever the judges do it's not the fault of the athletes at all. Like, that's not the athlete's job. We can't control anything. And that's pretty much what Anna said. She's just like, I don't think I need to comment on this, or can't really, like, why should I comment on this? Because the judges, I just go out and do my job and the judges give the scores. And,
exactly.
like, this is a 17-year-old girl. Like, and
you're asking her to answer these totally ridiculous questions. And I'm really glad that Aliona is, like, backing her, because thank goodness.
It was just absolutely ridiculous. And it wasn't the only ridiculous question of the entire press conference.
Oh, no.
Which just
There's
shows,
a lot more.
Which just shows how... Anyway, but felt incredibly bad for Anna. It looked like that question really shocked her, and she was out of it for the rest of the press conference. Just wasn't really, wanting to be there. So poor girl. Hopefully she takes some nice time with her family over the new year and just doesn't have to worry about stupid...
Answering journalists.
Not just answering journalists, just answering stupid people. Like, that guy doesn't deserve to be a journalist. Are you kidding me?
No,
anyway.
Absolutely not.
Anyway, a lot of people also discussing her actual skating and saying that they didn't really think that she should have been third after her free skate, which, I mean, I can agree with. Other people skated better, but you don't have to ask her that fucking question. Anyway.
Yes.
Regardless, lovely girl. Unfortunate that she had to deal with that. But let's move on to our second place finisher.
Oh, who I was so glad to see, but a little bit unsure if she was in the right headspace /
Do we ever know? Are we ever sure
health.
about that?
Yes, exactly.
Are we ever sure about
Of course,
that?
we're talking about Alexandra Trusova, our silver medalist here. All right, so we've got two programs. I love the Cruella. The Cruella is...
I love both.
I liked it to begin with, but I really like it now.
I think it's so clever. Even the Frida, I still think that the pair of these two programs are the best that Sasha's ever had. I mean,
I totally agree.
I mean, her last season's short program with that gorgeous teal green forest fairy dress, it comes a very, very close second. But as a package, this season is her best ever.
Oh, it's so good. Anyways, I'm sad that we weren't able to see her for a good portion of the season, but I do hope that she is healthier now, and
I'm happy she took the time.
For a while. Yeah, totally, because as we can tell, a lot of folks don't. So,
yeah.
All right, so we have Frida. She did try the triple axel. I'm not sure that she needed to, and I don't mean for the points. I mean just for her own mental state and health and where she is in the season.
But it's Alexandra Trusova. She wants to do...
She would have probably done a quad axel.
Yeah, if she had her way. I mean, she wasn't one of the theories of why she left Eteri was because Eteri was limiting the number of quads she was allowed to do for a free
Yeah,
program.
it is. It totally is. Yes. That is one of the theories.
Like, this girl just wants to... She doesn't care about PCS. She doesn't care about points. She just wants to go out there and quad it up.
It's true. She's always pushing the envelope, which is what I love about her. And also the fact that her dogs' names are on her Cruella dress. Like, I love that shit. I eat it up. So
Absolutely. Still Met Gala worthy, I honestly think.
It's so Met Gala worthy, having your dog's name on your dress. I think that's
Camp
like
theme.
prime Met Gala.
If Met Gala had like winners, she would have won the camp year, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's her future career. Anyway, Frida, this triple axel. Unfortunately, honey, doing the triple axel and landing it in the warm-up doesn't count.
Yes, unfortunately not. I don't know that it was the best decision to have it, but again, she's herself, so who am I to tell her what to do?
I think she wouldn't listen probably as well.
No, absolutely not.
I think she's still insisting that the triple axel isn't a risk for her in the short program. I'm like, honey,
I mean, it's a risk for most people, including the men.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, history has proved otherwise. But she did say in the Hellfire press conference, because that's what I'm calling it, that yes, it hasn't really been that stable, both in training and in competition. But because it's Sasha Trusova, she'll just do it anyway.
so true.
But also, I've got a question. For someone who is so ripped like Sasha, it's a wonder to me why she always breaks so far forward at the waist on every landing. Is this... I mean, it's not croissant level posture because she's not hunched. It's just...
No.
It's
like I don't know.
It's like those rulers that bend in half and then you can, open them up again.
Like a slap bracelet.
Oh my God. Slap bracelet.
Like a slap bracelet. That's the energy.
I think I asked for one for Christmas from Santa when I was maybe like 7, 8. And it was the year...
I hope Santa delivered.
He did deliver. He meaning my dad. That's when I knew I won't say it, but my dad delivered.
Thanks for the slap bracelet, Dad.
Yeah. Oh my God, they should come back. I back it.
I totally agree. 100%.
But all of the rocket plushies, and the exact same rocket as well, were thrown on the ice for the Russian rocket. So that was nice to see everyone happy that she's back competing again. And then this Cruella.
I'm a big fan.
I love it. From the Cruella de Vil song by Florence and the Machine at the start, it's so fucking catchy. And to the final, like, metal, full-ass rock, I am so here for it.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
this is good branding.
It's
We're talking about branding. This is phenomenal branding. I'm so here for it. I also really enjoyed Cruella the movie, and I think just to have the timing of this Cruella program with her dogs with the movie, I think it's just genius. I hope she came up with it because I'd love to give her the credit for that.
I mean, bringing her dogs to the press conference, I love staying in character.
She's a dog girl. I'm a dog girl too.
Me too. I'm I'm allergic to cats, so I'm by default dog girl. But
I do love cats. I love cats, but I'm definitely a dog girl.
I'll love cats if I have an antihistamine on me.
If I have an antihistamine.
But let's talk about the actual program. No newspaper dress this time. I still think that the costume is great. She looks slick in it though. Quad flip, bam. She did get an edge call on it, which, I mean, apparently the judges were giving out the edge warnings. No, she didn't get an edge call. She got an exclamation mark. They were giving out those, but weren't checking the rotation. The quad toe, which she fell on, I thought was on the quarter. Eteri also let out a biat, which is fuck, on the sidelines, and I was just like, mood.
Many of those on the sidelines from
Many of those, which, fair enough. But then she comes roaring back with a quad Lutz Euler triple sow and a quad Lutz triple toe. That was just
oh my gosh,
a big wow.
These combos are huge. Her GOE total for that quad Lutz triple toe was 3.78 and the base value was 17.27.
She got 21.05. That's Yuzu level apparently.
Crazy.
Which, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with. In my mind, both those quad Lutzes should have been called on the quarter. They weren't fully around.
Totally.
But the judges didn't see it apparently, but they did see the 2 seconds that Sofia Samodurova was late for.
Oh yeah. God damn.
Anyway, it was so cute though. With the final triple flip landed, you could see Sergei Dudakov at the boards just jumping up and down with 2 hands in the air, and then
he was very happy.
Very happy for Sasha, kissing her plushie. It's so cute. She scored 174.44, and good skate from her. Really good skate.
Good skating.
Good jumping. I mean, look, I think this program
Good jumping. Good skating.
I feel like this program is very, very smart for her because it covers her weaknesses very well. It really covers her weaknesses well, and it's smart. And I was like, you know what? Don't count this Ruskaya Raketa out. She could really steal the show at the Olympics if she skates clean. But that's a big if she skates clean.
I think everyone's going to love this Corella program.
100%. Viral. It is a viral program.
This is such a viral program. 100%.
Oh, it's so good. It's really cute. Terry looked like she was about to cry when she was group hugging Dudikov and Daniil after this. I was crying that there were definitely under rotations that weren't called, but you know what?
Yes, that's why we were crying.
Whatever. Another hilarious point from that dumpster fire of a press conference is that there was a question posed to Kamila Valieva about how she got 26 tens for PCS.
Oh, gosh.
In the program. And Kamila herself was just like, wow, I'm shocked by this, question, blah. But Sasha leaned over and was just like, what is 10? What is 10? And Kamila and Anna were like, components like PCS. And she's like, oh, okay. And the internet just absolutely lost it. They're just like, of course Sasha doesn't know that 10s are referring to PCS because she doesn't care about PCS. They're just like, the jokes write themselves.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny.
Oh. All right, and speaking about Kamila, let's get to her. I don't really know what to say. Just like Kari at Japanese Nationals, she was perfect here.
There's not a lot to say. She is truly perfect. And everyone is talking about, like she's overrated. No, she's literally like perfect.
Look, the only issue I have with her is her heavy pre-rotation in her flip jumps and her Lutz jumps. But other than that, she's the full package. You can tell, just compare her from season to season. She has grown so much in her presentation skills, the emotion she delivers in the program. The girl skates fucking fast. Like, have you seen the quads on that girl? As in, not quads jumps, as in like quad muscles. She's got power. Her spins are unparalleled. Obviously, the position she gets into those spins, no one can match them at the moment. She's pulling off these gorgeous quads, gorgeous triple axels. I mean, you can say all you want about her technique with two arms over her head and axis and all of that. I ranted to Joss all about that, but I won't get into it here. But
it's mostly because I was confused and Claudia's the skater and I just yell about dogs on dresses.
And it's just...
I'm like, Claudia, help me with this.
Y'all, it's physics.
Anyway. I also failed physics, so...
But girl is giving face, girl is landing perfect triple axels, and the quad toes look so good. It's incredible the height she gets. I mean, literally her quad muscles are just doing the work. I don't really... You know what? Everyone's just, after Karolina Kostna's Bolero, they're just like, no one touch it, which fair enough, because it's Karolina Kostna's Bolero, but...
Then we had 85 of them this season, so no one was listening.
But you know what? After Camila's Bolero, no one's allowed to do it anymore. We can have the Carolero, like Karolina Kostna's Bolero, and the Camilero, and maybe Shalero, but that's it.
I do like Shalero.
But just like Virtue and Moya's Moulin Rouge, everyone else... Just don't touch it anymore. Just don't touch it anymore, please.
Unfortunately, the skating world is kind of like bringing toddlers to a museum. You tell people not to touch things, and yet they go and do it, so...
What do you mean toddlers to a museum? Me in any clothing store, because I'm like so sensory, like needing to feel the texture. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
All I want for Christmas is Kamila to not stop skating after the season. Like, Cami, please stay.
No. Just keep skating, please.
Please. Because I feel like she's got so much more to give. Anyway, I'm really impressed with how much she has improved in expressing herself unrestrained on the ice. And, I mean, she says that she doesn't feel like she's in top shape at the moment, but she did deliver.
You know what?
Here. Well, okay, she did say that based on her feelings, she feels like she's in between, like, average and top shape, but... For the free skate and for her skates at nationals, she did give her maximum, but of course there's more that can be done in training. So that's what she was kind of saying, which agreed, but perfect here. Both
kind of like we were saying earlier, this is not the time to peak. She can peak later. Although if this is not her peak, maybe she'll work on those pre-rotations. Although,
honest to God, I would give anything for that, because then she would really be untouchable and I wouldn't have anything to complain about. Because, I mean, yeah. Obviously, scores through the roof. Short program, 90.38. Free program, 193.10 for 283.43 overall. Absolutely wild. Winning the men's competition as well. 3 out of the 5 components were unanimous 10s. I mean, especially for national scoring, you can't exactly argue too much about that. That performance for the free skate was impeccable.
So good. So good. All right. Well, I think that just about wraps it up. We actually have some kiss and cry content for you today.
I know.
If this episode wasn't fucking long enough already.
I know. Let's get into that.
All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is, of course, team selections. And with Russia, for right now, they only have selections for Euros out. So we'll go through that. No surprises here, maybe one small one in men. But let's start off with women. Our 3 athletes that were chosen were, no surprise here, Kamila Valieva, Alexandra Trusova, Anna Sherbakova. And our subs are Elizaveta Tuktamysheva and Maiia Khromykh.
And apparently they added Sofia Samodurova for a sub, even though she doesn't pass the cutoff for being 15 before the July 1st. Like, she was born August 4th. But another error for Rusfed. Okay. Okay, whatever.
Sure.
All
right.
And for pairs, no surprises. Yet again, the team is Alexandra Boikova, Dmitry Kozlovskii, Anastasia Mishina, Alexander Galliamov, and Evgenia Tarasova and Vladimir Morozov. So, no surprises there at all.
Nope.
And that's about it. I mean...
Yeah, no one's surprised.
No one's surprised. So...
Sad, though, that Liza is...
I know, a sub.
A sub. Oh, I'm sad about that.
Wouldn't it have been nice... some adults are saying the idea of a skate-off between Anna Sherbakova and Liza Tuktymysheva is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm like, no, it isn't.
No, it's not.
It's fair. Great. It is fair. Because, anyway, Russian adults, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. You guys know how I feel about it by the tone of my voice.
All right. Why don't we talk about the gala?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I watched the gala. It was so cool.
Love it.
Okay. Old faves came back. Alina Zagitova, Zhenya Medvedeva came back. Zhenya did Alegria. Personally, I've never been a fan of Alegria, but I love it here because duh.
Same. We've literally talked about how we were disappointed that Alegria was chosen for Zhenya.
But it's okay. I'll take it. It was great.
We'll take it now, given the story behind it, in terms of this is the first time she's performed it in public with full costume.
Oh.
Like, yes, it was at test skates, but that doesn't count. No costume.
No, it's so nice. I love it.
And you can tell she was so emotional afterwards. Zhenya.
Alina Zagitova also had a new program. Unfortunately, not quite as emotional or as fantastic of a showing as Zhenya, but we saw her, and I love to see her.
Yes, she had this moody, abstract, dark program, which I enjoyed. But
I like it for her. It's
me
new.
Too. I like to see her challenging herself artistically. I think, she wasn't necessarily the strongest skater in that regards, but I like to see her challenge herself and develop in that arena, and good for her. But unfortunately, she did pop all of the jumps, but that's not the point of the exhibition.
That's okay. No problem. We also have Aliona Kostornaia with a new YouTube channel, like we talked about earlier.
Love it. I mean,
we've all been waiting for it. We were hoping that it would happen, and now it's here. So,
and she's dyed her hair red, like the same red as Sasha Trusova, as Diana Davis. It's a trend. It's a trend. But we did find out that apparently her dad dyes his beard every year. And I'm like, oh, wow, you guys are related.
I love it.
Absolutely love it. We also have a few skaters being elected to be the athlete representative for Rus Fed. Apparently, voting was done by the athletes who were at nationals. Liza Tuktymysheva was selected as the singles rep. Jonathan Guerrero is repping dance, and Fedor Klimov is repping pairs. So they probably don't have a voice amongst all the bureaucratic adults, but
likely not.
We like the superficial showing.
Yes,
or
yes,
the
we do.
quote unquote us believed superficial showing. Anyway, we also had another gala of sorts. It was an ice show called Ice Fantasies, dedicated to Tamara Moskvina in celebration of her 80th birthday. That was a while back. Legendary. A lot of top skaters who were at nationals performed, and I think Alina Zagitova was there to present, but she called Tamara Moskvina Tatiana. Oh my, Alina, honey.
Oh my goodness.
Maxim Trenkov was emceeing the event, hosting
I find
the
this
night.
hysterical. I don't know why.
I find it hysterical too, and he corrected her afterwards by saying, "Thank you, Alina and Tamara Nikolaevna Moskvina."
Oh no.
And I was like,
stop. No. Oh. Oh no.
I mean, it's not like Tatiana is a diminutive of Tamara as well, so that makes it even worse. It's just completely
It's not. They're just
name.
different, just completely different names.
Oh, poor girl. But I found it hilarious, and I felt bad for her, but hilarious at the same time.
It was really funny.
Oh dear God. But oh my gosh, I can't believe we've made it to the end of this. What else can we call it? Hellfire, dumpster can, wild thing that was Russian nationals.
Of an event.
I feel like this is the pinnacle. We've peaked with this, the level of drama.
That's it. It's over. Everyone out.
Everyone out, please.
Everyone out.
But we've still got Europeans, 4 continents, Olympics, US nationals, Canadian nationals. So much still to go on. So many more Olympic team announcements to go. So we're not stopping here.
No. Did you hear that they announced that Canadian Nationals is going to occur without an audience?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a great decision.
Yes, and we know that Canada's been very strict on that. I still think it's a healthy and safe decision.
Totally.
US Nationals is requiring everyone to be masked, so at least that's there.
At least they're masks.
At least they're masks.
Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose.
Unless you're a Terry and Roosevelt, then you can literally choose.
Oh my goodness. That about wraps it up for today.
Yes, on that note.
So I am Joss, and you can come and chat with us at Let's Get Down Pod. That's LUTZ Get Down Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And if you don't work with us, please shoot us an email at letsgetdownpod@gmail.com.
I'm Claudia, and if you like this podcast and feel the same mood as a flying plushie ready to hit the Russian adults, please leave us a review and give us some 5-star love. We would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening.
We will talk to you all soon.
Bye.